Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. I'm currently battling cold slash hay fever, so apologies for the vocalness of this video, but we're just going to move past it because recently I went to see some shows. We did see them like 2 weeks prior to me filming these videos, but my mental health has come first, and so we had a break. Anyway, let's move on to funner things than my brain being a mess, because we're going to talk about my nervy guide, if you will, to Kiss Me Kate, currently playing at the Barbican. Normally in this video, because if you've never been here before, I usually do 2 separate videos for each show I see. First one being this one, where I do kind of a vlog that isn't a vlog, show you my view from my seat, and then we talk about triggers, etc., and my experience around the show and around the theatre. And then we do a second one where we talk about all things to do with the show, a review if you will, but I don't review the way the good people here on the internet review shows. I basically tell you my favourite things and if you should go and watch it according to me or not. So that is how this is gonna go. This video is that vloggy, nervy guide, letting you know any loud noises, etc. to be aware of, and any triggers that might come with the show. So let's get into it. Let's hit the intro, do the little vloggy video, and we'll be back to being here shortly. Welcome back, we're back in the room. It's time to talk experience, theatre, trigger slash cautionary warnings, if you will. So let's get into it, otherwise it's going to be a ridiculously long video. My experience of the theatre, this is my 3rd time being in the Barbican. Every single time I've tried to get to this theatre, I've either got lost on the way out, lost in the theatre. That was the first time round. This time I got confused about how to get there using the tube. It was a new one. It was an experience, but we made it there. I gave myself enough time to get to the show, get to the theatre, which shouldn't be difficult because it's still technically zone 1, but I got on the wrong tube at one point and it messed me up completely. The other thing to mention about the Barbican right now, and this is the case of 2 weeks ago, and I'm pretty sure the setup that they've got going is going to be for the entirety of this run, but do not quote me on this if that is the case. And that is the toilet situation. I, being my return visit, if you will, to this theatre, knew that there are a good amount of toilets normally on the stalls level of the Barbican, or at least for females. However, they've closed those for maintenance or for a reason, so everyone has to go up to the next level up from the stalls, and they are makeshift toilets, if you will. That makes it sound like they're like it's just a curtain and a hole. It's not. However, I do need to mention this, and I don't normally discuss toilets in these videos, although if I ever get back to the Fortune we have to discuss toilets there, but that's a story for a different day. The toilets that they've put in the Barbican to replace the ones on stalls level are in a room. It's kind of like a, how best to describe this, like a exhibition room, if you will. On one side of it, the smaller side, there is some urinals, if you need those, and then on the other side is cubicles. Now, in the cubicles are very clever in that they are self-compacted. I don't even know if that's the word I need, but they are wooden feeling little rooms. There's no sink in them, it's literally just the toilet. However, when I say little rooms, I mean that. I am obviously not small. I am what most people describe as plus size, and me moving around that little area, that little cubicle to use the toilets was, to quote Julia Donaldson even, a squash and a squeeze. I had not a lot of excess things. I had a tote bag, and I also had a handbag which was like across my body anyway, but it was tight to say the least, to the point that when I was trying to do my belt back up to leave the cubicle and to go and wash my hands, I had to go slide on. It was tight. So I just wanted to make you aware, in case you need to go in the Barbican at the current time. I also realised I've talked for like 3 minutes on toilets, but it's a situation. The actual theatre itself, I sat in the stalls. I haven't actually sat anywhere else in the Barbican. I've sat 3 times in the stalls, so I can't really talk about anywhere else view wise, but the seats at the Barbican are always so comfortable. They're like little chairs. They're not like the standard like flip up bottom, you know like seats. They are like chairs, stationary chairs, which is good because they're comfy, but not so great if someone in the middle of the row who has to get past you because there's no aisle in the centre, in the stalls in the Barbican, so you literally have to make yourself as thin and as tight as possible so that people can get past you. There's comfort, but there's also discomfort. However, during the show everyone's very well behaved. No one gets up and goes to the toilet, and that I'm very grateful for. My view was really good. I have no qualms about my view. I'm going to tell you where I sat because I feel like that is something I should do. I sat in F29 in the stalls. I'll pop up my view in a little picture. It was a great seat. It was an absolutely great seat. Recommend. I got it on an offer through Today Ticks, so I paid less than it's valued at, but I'm happy with that. That's my seat, that's my thoughts on the theatre. That is toilets discussed. Let's quickly get into the main event, the nervy guide, if you will. I'm trying to think of a better name than what I currently have it. I'm trying nervy guide, but I don't know if that is going to be my final fit. Feel free to let me know in the comments if you want to help me out with a snappier title for these videos. So my moments to be aware of are mostly in Act 1. I usually write notes on everything that I think is a little bit of a trigger, if to no one but myself. Little bit of backstory in case you've never watched these videos. I am very much not happy with loud noises and with sudden sounds and sometimes flashing lights. I have my moments, and I can get quite anxious. And if you ever sit next to me or sit around me in a theatre and I think there's something going to happen, I will stick my fingers in my ears. It's just the way of the world. But get into it. We have firstly a visible gun showing, shown by the gangsters on pretty much their first entrance. They come into the dressing room. They're discussing with Fred about how they're going to deal with the problem that is going on. I'm not going to ruin the plot. I mean, it's a well-known show, but hey ho. And there is discussion about how they're going to solve the problem they've got, and the gangsters bring out a gun. They don't do anything with it, they just have it in their hands. I think they basically pass it from one hand to the other, and they're saying they're just adjusting, or they're just moving it from side to side. But there is a visible gun shown. Then at the end of the act, the last song, which is Kiss Me Kate, there is a whip crack sound. There is two people that hold the whip, first being Fred Graham, second being Lily Vanessa. When Fred is holding the whip, it does not make the sound. When Lily holds the whip sound is made, but it's not actually coming from the whip, it's a sound effect. But straight after that sound effect happens, there is a gunshot noise. Neither are particularly loud. They are enough that they grab your attention, but they're not deafening. Like I said, I was relatively close to the front of the stalls, and neither were too much. I was taken aback by the gunshot just because I wasn't expecting it, even though I've seen this show previously in previous productions, but I wasn't quite ready for the gunshot. So that is definitely one to be made aware of. And then finally in Act 1, as the curtain comes down, the gun is visible, or the guns are visible from the gangsters again, as there is hysteria on the stage. Everyone goes a little bit there's drama and tragedy and extremeness from everyone. The curtains are coming down and there is movement of guns, but again the gun doesn't go off. There is no gun sound this time. In Act 2, from memory and from my notes, I didn't think there was anything particularly nervy to be said in that. I think there is possibly one more sighting of a gun from the gangsters, and again there is no gunshot noise, it's just a visible gun. But that is pretty much that in relation to things that I was quite but not quite prepared for. Does that make sense? No. Let's just leave it there. So there we go. That is my guide to Kiss Me Kate at the Barbican. I hope it helps. If it did, feel free to let me know. I quite enjoy filming these videos, especially as it's, for me, it's something that I find quite useful, that I've seen other people do for different shows in the past. It's nice to know that there is a little bit of warning for certain things that could cause you a little bit of worry and distress. So there we are. I'm going to leave this video here, mainly because my throat is starting to hurt. I haven't spoken like this in quite a while, so yeah, hopefully it means that I'm coming back a little bit more over the next coming weeks. I've got a few more of these guides and reviews for a few shows that I have recently seen, so look forward to those. I'm also nearly finished with work for a school year and I can't wait to have my life back for a little bit. So yeah, hopefully I will be bright as a daisy in the upcoming videos, because I have missed it. But anyway, I'm going to leave this video here and say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you come back for next time. And all that's left to say is I love you all lots. Bye.